We're live.
Oh, we're live right now, no music? All
The
right.
music is going right now.
This violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to have sex? Pull him out of here. I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
This is where
I believe I've been pointed to. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Blame Your Brother, a very strange edition of Blame Your Brother. We're here live, quarantined from the coronavirus, and we're doing a first stream ever show. So there are three of us that come to you. I am 1/3 of that trio. I am David, aka D Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, Glenn Jackson, and the heartbroken patriot. I am joined by this guy in cyberspace to the left of me. It's my brother.
Hello, welcome to the show. I hope it didn't just cut out.
I think it did. And then we have John with it. John, can you hear?
I can hear you, bro. I am here. John, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. Groupon, Mr. Trapped in My Home, Mr. PTI, the Madman.
They got John Tortorello. He's madman. All right. So there we go. So me and John, I don't know, Lee's like about 5 seconds behind us or something. I don't know. But anyway, what's up, everyone? I guess we just were talking to each other more so than the chat. Yeah, we take a week off and the world goes to hell in a handbasket, which I thought was very odd, you know. So that's what somebody tweeted, that it's our fault for this happening. But we'll break down what's going on with everybody. John, we'll start with you. How's your week been? At work, at home, all the good stuff.
Work has been interesting. It's been dead. It's as for our regular listeners know, I work at a hotel, and we are like less than like third occupancy on days where we normally are sold out. I work in the travel industry, so I do get to talk to people from other places, and it seems kind of leery everywhere. As for the home here, apparently, if you have a kid that has to go to the doctor, you can't take multiple kids.
Really?
You only can take the one kid.
I didn't know that.
Found out the hard way. Asher had a hearing test at Vanderbilt, and we couldn't take Emily into the building.
Really?
So I had Robin come get Emily before we could go in.
Bro, you taking your kids to the doctor for a hearing test right now?
We're just trying to live our lives as normal as possible.
Brother, the doctor
John.
or the dentist, those are the safest places to be. What are you talking about?
Why are you trying to live your life as normal?
Uh-oh.
Have you not heard there's an epidemic?
Well, there's people that are doing what's cautious, you know, avoiding people. Still going out of their house, unlike Lee, who is apparently locked inside your home. Is this true? Have you left your house? Have you left your house?
Not in a while. For
like,
sure.
what's a while?
Probably since like November.
Okay. Yeah, you catch a joke. The CDC states it's okay to go outside and walk around, bro. You can't be hanging out with.
I understand going out and walking around, but you're talking about going to a medical facility with your kids?
What? I mean, I've got upcoming dental appointments in April. I'm
just
definitely
cancel
going.
those. Cancel those.
No,
just a
I can't.
cleaning?
I got braces, bro. I'm on a time schedule, man. If I take off like a month, I'm in trouble.
Oh, well.
I mean, John is at a hotel, bro. Do you understand? He works at a hotel. You think
that's way worse than going to the doctor.
I mean, that's probably one of the worst places to be. I mean,
I don't think that's real safe. That's not. Rick Bruton
I'm
either.
doing what I can't have to. I don't have the option of holding myself up.
So
Okay, so
okay,
yeah.
what if you contracted the coronavirus? Would you go to work then?
I don't think they would want me to go, so I'd
Oh,
tell
so they're
them I
just
couldn't go.
okay. Well, you need to think about that one a little bit more, I think.
Okay, so you went to took your son to the doctor, but then your daughter is ill, right? So I mean, how did that?
I think, well, she's got a fever, but she's had an ear infection, and I think the fever is, and so does the doctor, believes it's related to the ear infection.
But did they ask? Like they're like, "Yo, she's got to get tested," or what? How
Well,
does that conversation?
Robin's work said that since our daughter has a fever, she can't come back until there's doctor proof that Emily doesn't have the coronavirus.
Paid or unpaid?
Unpaid.
Oh no, I think that's against the law, man. I thought they passed something, or I guess they're going to pass something.
Well, they need
Um,
to.
yeah, I think the Senate still got to pass it, but it would give like sick paid leave. Well, I guess they can get around that. I guess it's for the coronavirus. They would just argue that's not the coronavirus. What is wrong with these companies and these
Oh, it's
corporations
horrible.
and these
I
these
mean,
rich people?
at my job, we're down to a skeleton crew. Everybody's been either laid off or dropped down to 4 days a week, and you cannot use your PTO to make up the last 8 hours.
That's crazy, man. That like
Yeah, I think. I
this
mean, me personally, you earned your PTO. You should be able to use it whenever and
yeah,
however you
yeah,
deem
that's
worthy. But
true. What's the reasoning there? Well, I mean, just because they can.
there's just yeah, pretty much.
I think these companies, man, are they're bad, dude. I mean, we need to
I agree.
address this. I mean, I think this is an underlying issue that corporate greed in this country and just greed in general is out of control. It's literally out of control right now. Like it
Oh, I
makes
agree.
me. I mean, I know Lee's in there going, "Yeah, I know. I told you guys this a long time ago, but
I
still."
mean, there's a word for it. It's called late stage capitalism. Okay? And
Yeah.
I it's real funny because like now is just like the time for idiots. Just idiots coming out of the woodwork. I mean, you're looking at 3 of them right now obviously if you've been listening, but like the things that you read on Twitter, it's astounding. The things that you hear people say on both ends of the spectrum. I saw one guy that was like, "Well, we've learned 3 things from the coronavirus." Like it was like stock up and like something. And it was like, "This is what you know what socialism looks like because there's no groceries on the at the store."
Yeah, I'm
I'm
saying
like,
that.
"What?" Like, how does that even make sense? What does that even have to do with socialism, eh? Like, I understand if you don't like socialism, but in what socialistic philosophy is it don't stock the stores? I don't get that.
Yeah, I said this. If you wanted to know who the assholes were before this happened, you definitely know who they are now. So everybody knows the Red Hat crew is out there spreading misinformation, not giving a damn. Have you seen the situation in Florida right now where there's thousands and thousands of people just partying at the beach, man? Like no big deal. Like spring break. Like it's wild.
I have
Yeah,
seen those
my day.
pictures.
Were on their way to Cabo.
Who? Who is
A
it?
group of college people staying at the hotel.
On the way to Cabo. I wonder how that plays out. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway,
Well,
but
the
you're
other
still yeah,
so
go
the other
ahead.
thing is like everyone was talking about there's going to be cheap flights out of the country, right? And people were like, "Oh, well, you can go to Italy for $300." Which is fine, like right, like if it is truly ends up being like a no event, right?
Right.
And you get cheap travel tickets and you get to travel the world and upgrade your penthouse in Malaysia or whatever. That's super awesome. But I saw a
Right.
picture of like a 7-hour line in New York at the airport because they were like, I don't know. How do you even know what to believe anymore? Because they're like saying like that they're testing people, but surely they're not testing people because they don't have any tests,
They don't have the
right?
kits. They don't have the kits to test people.
Is someone just going on Twitter and posting deliberate misinformation? Like, what's going on with that situation?
Yes, the Red Hat crew is they're part of the problem, man.
Is it just 4chan? Is 4chan trolling us all?
I don't know you're right. What are you to believe anyway? Uh, we haven't talked about the grocery store situation. I mean, have you guys been to the grocery store? I mean, since it went down, because it really went down like on Monday. Because I took, wait, was it Monday? No, it was last Thursday. It was when I was taking Jake to the T-ball flag football practice. And we went, and that's when all the toilet paper was gone. All the bread's gone, the milk's gone. I just don't understand, and no one can make me understand. Why would you go to the store and, I mean, honestly, buy 60 things of toilet paper? I'm not talking about 60 rolls, 60 cases of toilet paper. Like,
Well, I don't think the majority of people are buying 60 cases, but they are definitely loading up
Because
a
they
shopping
can't.
basket.
well, because they can. You're right, John. That is the correct answer. Because they can, and they think it's their right. Like,
No,
there's no.
that's just a dumb answer to say because they can, because it doesn't answer any questions.
But I
Like,
think,
because they
yeah, I
can,
don't-
of course they're buying it because they can. They are afraid that they're going to be trapped in their house for 30, 60, 90 days, right?
How much toilet paper are they using a day, bro? I
Okay,
mean,
have you ever in your life went without toilet paper?
Sure. I mean, I've went camping before and didn't have any, or I
For
don't know.
so for like
It'd be,
so you use the bathroom outside without toilet paper is what you're saying.
yeah, sure, yeah, right, yeah.
So you didn't.
No, I said I did one day. Yes, one day,
People that haven't gone without toilet paper don't know the torture that is going without toilet
brother.
paper. I will say that.
You're in your house. Just get in the shower real quick.
What are you
I
gonna
mean, that's like
I know.
buy a pair of slippers and just stomp it down the drain? What are we talking about here?
I mean, just get you the shower head, spray in there, and then your feet ain't gotta. I mean, dude, there's ways to do it. I mean, you're talking that would be the last thing I would be worried about. I don't. If I had a kid, what about the milk I would need? That if it's completely gone for 60 days. I mean,
Wait,
that's worse
let's
than
back up.
toilet.
Let's back up. Will you, for the podcast, film
No
a tutorial video
no
on how to
no.
clean up in the
No, I've
bathroom
already-
without toilet paper? Please.
That's
Like-
little. No.
Hey,
Yeah,
just
go
order you
ahead.
some dude wipes off of Amazon. Use
Yeah.
our affiliate link.
Just we'll
You
blur
wanna-
out your bits. It'll be a big hit. You'll teach everyone. There'll be no more
It'll be
TP
a
hoarding.
small hit.
No. Anyway, look. Why entertain the thoughts of idiocracy? I guess that's the podcast, but still. There are other ways. There's other things. There's wet wipes. There's tissues. Come on, man. There's ways, I don't know. It's crazy. So, okay. So, Lee, quarantine. You're working from your home.
Yeah, I've been quarantined. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to have a job that I can easily work remote, so that's what I'm doing. Not for myself per se, mostly, but for all the elderly and the immune compromised people, we have to flatten the curve. That's what I've been told. That's what I'm doing, okay?
Yeah. Okay. And then John's working. And then your
Yeah.
wife, now Lee, your wife, she's with the schools. John, your wife's out because she has a sick kid. And my wife's still going to work full time, and I get to work from home. So
Can you do your job from home?
yeah, pretty much 90% of it. So I don't know. I work for the government. I expected a shutdown of our building, which has not come yet. It's surprising. But they shut down the bars. They shut down a lot of other places. I
So
don't know. Weird.
I've seen some people online talking about how this event is going to change the very face of our day to day. And what they mean by that is all these jobs that we have been told cannot be done remote. We've proven that they cannot be done remote. Our healthcare system, which is in shambles and a joke, is proven to be that, and it will come about reform. So, from a positive standpoint, where do you see things like remote jobs, which I'm sure has helped drastically with traffic problems, especially in high metropolitan areas, and then the healthcare system?
That is, John, you want to tackle that first?
Okay, say that again.
So how will this change the healthcare in this country and possibly more remote workers, less people driving into the workforce and staying at home?
I mean, I believe that it's going to inspire companies to set up situations where they can have more people work from home. And I believe people are just going to kind of shoot for jobs that have that ability. I think that's going to be a priority for people who are looking for work moving forward. I mean, as far as the healthcare is concerned, I think things will change like right away, but I think it'll revert back to the way it is right now
Mm.
after a while.
Lee, what do you see the big changes being in the healthcare?
Well, I mean, I think the rest of the world is starting to look at America and go, when you travel to America, be careful because you're traveling into a country with poor healthcare infrastructure. And it's not, for a long term. What did you call them? The Red Hat gang?
The
What are they?
the Red Hat Brigade,
The
the
Red
Red Hat
Hat
Squad.
Brigade.
Sure.
For a long time has blasted the horn that America has the best health care in the entire world. And I've always questioned that. And I think it's very clear to see that even if it's true, it only benefits a very select few. And if you're not those
Yeah.
few, then there's nothing for you, you know?
Yeah.
So when you have an entire population that's suddenly at risk when they haven't been before, that can be powerful. So let's hope that that does, you know, enact change. Because are we all three willing to admit that our healthcare has some serious problems at this point, or are we still in denial? Is there anyone still in denial?
I
I
mean,
think they
I'm not in
agreed to
denial.
that way before this happened.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We both agreed on that. I mean, I'm slowly just slipping into like a leftist dude, and it's very weird. Like, like the amount of rage I have the people on the right lately, and just a lot. I think compassion. We talked about this before, but I feel like compassion is not on the list of Republicans anymore, and it bothers me. Where people I'm reading comments, like I said, I mean, you should never read comments, but you're stuck inside your house, so what are you gonna do? So I'm there reading comments where people are like, you better get to the store and get your own stuff. Who cares? It's every man for himself. Is that the country you guys want to live in? I mean, it's wild, man. It's blowing my mind. This has really shown me. I mean, yeah, there's great stories about how great people have helped each other out, but there's some stories where people are just total shitbags. Those two guys in Tennessee that bought up like all these what was it, like
Hand
cleaning supply,
sanitizer.
hand sanitizer. Yeah, thank you. They bought a bunch of that and then were selling it on Amazon and other places for like $80 for like a small container. And I'm like, dude, no, that is like that's so wrong. They actually are in
The
trouble
word's
right now.
despicable is what you're using.
Yeah. Well, I believe they're about to get some legal action put on them, and they had to give all of it away to charity. But that's only after I read they made a profit anyway. So it's very bizarre.
Well, I mean, we do have, anti-price gouging laws in this country. And there's definitely a huge difference between standard supply and demand and actual price gouging in, what do they call it? Like emergency situations. So it's
Yeah.
very clear that they were price gouging. So that's very horrible of those people.
Yeah, no, it's bad. So I don't know. And then I got the really bad news today, man. Like I couldn't even believe it. Tom Brady's not. Well, I guess this was yesterday. Tom Brady's not going to be a Titan. We passed on. We signed Tannehill, and now Brady is going to the freaking Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting Tom Brady. What world are we living in? What world are we living
So
where?
are
He
you
did it on
gonna?
purpose, man. It's got the same initials: Tampa Bay, Tom Brady.
There you go. And the Super Bowl's there this year.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
buy you a Tampa Bay jersey?
Nah, I'm too old for jerseys, but I don't know. Well, that tattoo's never going to happen now. So. Hey, but the crazy news also. So obviously, since we record, I mean, a lot has happened since we all recorded. Every sport pretty much got canceled. They're like, we're done. No more
Yeah.
sports at all. But then do WrestleMania.
Closest thing you got is the WrestleMania. Wrestling is still going on, but there's no audience.
They can't do this. They cannot do it. Someone needs to stop them now. They cannot do this. I've watched some of the shows without the audience, and as a novelty, it's cool. It's a novelty, it's cool, but you cannot do an entire pay-per-view. They just need to reschedule it, which they might be leaning toward. But a lot of things here locally obviously got canceled, and even I want to go see the Rolling Stones in May. Everything's canceled, man. Everything, you know.
I mean, what you have a problem with this?
No.
Did you see Did you see the viral tweets of Nashville go out and then Steve Smith's reaction? So I mean, like, so here's the thing: if you allow the Rolling Stones to play, people are gonna line up, ass to elbow, sneezing, coughing, breathing on other people. That's not what you need, right? I think
obviously not.
There was another basketball player that tested positive today.
Oh, there's multiple ones now. There's it's up to 6 or 7.
So first off, I think I read somewhere that Tennessee had 58 test kits or something like that, right, for the entire state of Tennessee at one point. And during this point, they tested an entire basketball team of people. How is it that a basketball team gets all these test kits?
Well, you already know the answer to that.
Well, I want to hear you say it. I want to hear you say it.
Because the rich get what the rich want. I mean, it's teams run by billionaires. You know they've got the test. And did you hear Trump?
Those with the gold make the rules. That's the golden rule right there.
I could literally go off Trump for an hour, okay, of everything he's just done in this week. But the funniest one to me was he tried to get the Germans to work on the cure and then sell it to America where he could take credit for it.
I did see that.
Unbelievable.
I mean, probably one of the, like you said, you could talk literally about this man and all the wrong that he's done and not stop. But probably the worst thing that I've seen that goes kind of unnoticed is that he doesn't call the coronavirus. He calls it the China flu or the China virus. Like, that is straight, like, is it racism? Is it nationalism? Like, he's literally, like,
it's both.
Like, when they came up with the name COVID-19, they did it to deliberately belay any kind of racial charged message that the virus might have, because obviously China didn't want the virus either, right? It's not like it's because they're Chinese that they have the virus. But here we have our president, commander-in-chief, representative of our entire country during a major crisis, and he's being like a racist nationalist, man. Like, what do you do about that?
Not a damn thing you can do about it. Not a damn thing. I don't know. You remember it, I guess, in November. What are you going to say about the guy? They don't care anymore, and they're telling you now they don't care. I want them to be honest. Okay, you don't care? Good. Now I know. I knew before you didn't care, but now you're telling me you do not give a damn. Marsha Blackburn literally retweeted a tweet that some Republican, all China's fault or China's fault. Marsha Blackburn's out there retweeting this. This is
Marsha
insane.
Blackburn is not.
Is a Republican player, bro. I mean,
I'm saying I wouldn't even say her name out loud.
Who cares? So anyway, it's crazy. I mean, the way he treated it at the beginning to now he can't deny it. You can't just be like, oh, it's not a big thing. Now it's like, okay, it's a serious thing. If you're not willing just to stay home as much as possible for 2 weeks to maybe help out some elderly people, then are you really even like a part of the American spirit? Honestly, I mean, that's how it just boils down for me. Like, are you that much of an asshole that you won't for a month, 2 months delay your plans where maybe someone's grandmother doesn't die? I mean, that's it. That's the end of the sentence.
Okay, well, I'm about tired of talking about national epidemics, COVID-19. Everywhere you go, people talk about it. So let's talk about some things that might actually help some people's life here in the new future. So you're at home, David, working remotely. Are your kids at home with you?
Yeah, 2 boys are. The daughter's still at the babysitter.
Okay, so you're going to have to help people tell. This is people were honestly on Twitter asking for help on how to pass the time, what to do now that they've been quarantined in their home because they can't handle it. I thought this is a really odd thing because that sounds like paradise to me personally. So tell the people what are some tips, some strategies, some activities that you can plan out with kids, without kids to pass the day.
Well, I'm gonna give credit to my wife, who this is 100% her idea. I may have mentioned it, but I don't have the follow through to actually go through with a lot of ideas. She has made a schedule for the children from the beginning of the day until the end of the day, and it lists activities they can do throughout the day. Like they like video games, so here's a block and an hour where you can play video games, and here's an hour where we go outside and play, or we can do stuff inside, like and here's a block where we're going to do art, and here's a block where we're going to eat lunch and clean, and it's the whole day. So they get, at least they're not like feeling chaotic. Because my younger son today was like, I noticed he was upset more so than normal, and he was crying. Yeah, he was just being kind of grumpy. And I went into his room as he wanted to take a nap, and he told me that he was like kind of upset about this whole situation and the fact that he wasn't in school. And obviously I could tell that, and since it's happened, he's had trouble sleeping a couple of nights. So I don't think we think about the routine and how beneficial it is to most of us in life, where it kind of grounds us and we don't feel chaotic. So making a schedule for your children, like, you can still go outside. You can, go outside in your backyard or go for a walk. But, there's things you can do. You just need to stay active throughout the day. I mean, do y'all have anything, to add to that?
You go to the Blame Your Brother website
No, here we go.
and you rewatch everything from the beginning.
Okay, so I want to say I've actually done that, and I laughed so hard. I will just go to a random episode on Spotify, I'll hit play and just kind of skip through it. And I'd forgotten John's story when his dad hit the guy in his car and the guy died. I'd forgotten all about that story. It made me laugh so much. It is the wildest story that John's ever not told us. And it was so great. I had to repost it today. So there are a lot of moments like that where I was like just cracking up at like just stupid stuff and going back and hearing what we were talking about. So I would definitely advise people to do it. I've already put out one mini episode. I'm going to try to record a couple mini episodes during the I'm going to try to get some of our friends to call and have like a little conversation, like, whatever, and just try to fill up. I know people are stuck inside, and maybe let's give them something a little bit extra to listen to, so we'll see what happens.
So what are your thoughts on Australia's free premium Pornhub subscriptions that they're offering? Have you seen this? Or is it Italy? Maybe it was Italy.
For free?
So Pornhub is giving the entire country of Italy free premium Pornhub for I guess the duration of the quarantine.
For Italy? Well,
I believe yes. I believe that is correct.
Here's what I tell people: VPNs are only $9.99, so you can be from Italy all day long if that's floats your boat.
Well, I don't really know that much. What is a premium Pornhub? What is that?
It's like it's without the ads, bro. I mean, that's all premium content.
It's just without the ads?
I mean, I'm guessing, man. I don't have a I don't have a premium porn account, man. I don't know what that involves.
I just
I
thought you could
would
get it for
admit,
free online. I guess
I think it's all free, man. I think it's maybe like ads or longer videos.
what does a premium Pornhub run these days?
Maybe $9.99. I don't know. Who's watching full videos of this stuff? I mean, like, what is that really? There are people out there? There must be. I don't get it.
I mean, they've got to be making a ton of money. Weren't they talking about sponsoring the LA basketball team's arena?
Yes, it was one of those. I can't remember which exactly.
Okay, so
Yes,
that's got to be a pretty penny, right? Right there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they've got to be making money. I mean, how many subscribers at $9.99 do you have to end up with a subscription? I mean, a naming rights to an arena.
They make a lot of money, obviously. I mean, I don't know if they release those numbers, but I don't know, man. That's a good question. I would like to know I mean, somewhere online's got to tell you what the numbers are. I feel they would have to release that at some point. I don't know. So,
Okay, well, so I think maybe if you're a musical instrument person, if you play a musical instrument, that's an excellent way to pass the time, right?
yeah,
That-
and you go ahead.
If it's not amped, if it doesn't take electricity to play, and it does get really bad, who knows? Maybe you'll be in high demand for entertainment. I would say books. Books are a great way. I'm sure Netflix is seeing a huge spike in traffic.
There you go. That's the right answer. What you just said right there. Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus. I mean, you've got hours of entertainment. Like if you've wanted to catch up on movies, I've watched a pretty good amount of movies so far. I'm loving it, man. I watched a movie today and an entire Netflix series with downtime. That's still with working. That's not like not working. That's working. That's how much downtime I'm having because I'm stuck in the house pretty much, 24 hours a day. So, all right. So Jeffrey looked it up. Jeffrey Tortorello says $12 a month or $60 a year for premium. So 60 a year, that's only $5 a month. So that's not bad. I mean, people spend that in Starbucks in like 1 week. So, but I think it is important now to like support if your favorite musician or a favorite local artist, and you can donate or buy some of their merchandise. Now would be a great time to do that. So that's just a little. I bought. Do you remember we saw Georgia English at the Jen Starzenic show? Starzenic. I bought one of her T-shirts yesterday, and you just got, if you kick in a little bit here and there, it helps the artists out because they are in trouble. And you've heard about the stimuli bill, right? That John and my boy, who we've said from the start was a good guy, and everybody gave us crap about it. Mitt Romney was the first one to introduce a stimulus bill that will pay every American adult $1,000 stipend during the coronavirus months. I mean, it's better than nothing. And now Trump's gotten behind it. So it looks like this is going to go in April.
Give me my money.
I always take free money, baby. I mean,
Well,
I know it's not free, but
it's not free. I mean, didn't we have a huge like stimulus? What was it back in 1998? George Bush tax refund or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was like $1,500. It was like $2,000. It was pretty good.
Yeah, so it's something similar to that. Now, I do know a couple of local business owners, and their thing is like they're not sure that's going to be enough, giving it directly to the people. Like, what about the small businesses? Is $1,000 per owner going to be enough to prop those businesses up, or do we need to have some kind of like loan forgiveness or rent, freeze, bill freeze?
That should be already in effect. Like every mortgage company, every bank, but banks are terrible, but every bank should just say, we're suspending mortgage payments during this. Like, how is this not already? I know everybody, the Red Hat Brigade, you got to get paid. You got to get money. That's what Kid Rock and those dudes were saying. Like, we got to get paid. Like, I think Kid Rock's going to be all right, not getting paid for a month for his bar. Yeah, they definitely should look into that. But I guess it's baby steps at this point. I mean, the fact that Trump's signing off on something like that is kind of surprising, because originally I think his plan was just give tax credits or cuts, or I'm like, dude, I mean, yeah, that's cool if money's coming in, but
he's
yeah,
going to
to
give
the
all the money
banks,
to the
yeah.
banks and the wealthy.
Yeah. So I don't know. Very bizarre times we're in, fellas. This seems like the weirdest thing I've ever lived through. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. It's weirder to me than 9/11. Like, it's just very bizarre right now. Like, it's almost surreal at times.
It's definitely surreal.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think we're going to know the full impact of it until we've had time to really see how long it's going to last. We don't even know. People talk about flattening the curve, and with the end of the curve comes the downside of it. But anyone that gives you a number of when that's going to happen is pure speculation, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, how long are we going to be in our homes? Could it be 30 days? Could it be 60? Could it be 2 weeks? Could it be a day? We don't know. So I think the longer it stretches out, the more impact it's going to have on our lives for sure.
Well, I mean, theoretically, it would be all right for the three of us to get together and record in person.
Oh, hell no. Nah. You ain't. Y'all can get together at y'all's place.
I mean, I know I don't have it. And I mean, we'll know for sure after 14.
How do you know?
Well, okay, we'll know for sure. Okay. No. We'll know for sure after 14 days.
No. Symptoms don't show for 5 days.
Well, it's a 14-day quarantine period. If after 14 days none of us have it, we don't have it. Now, John is probably the wild card because
that's what I'm saying. John ain't gonna come over to my house right now. Nobody's coming over to my house right now. Don't be putting bad information out there, man.
Well, I don't know, man. This is while this is kind of cool for what it is. I don't know. This ain't gonna cut the mustard, baby. I mean,
how long can you last? How much food and toilet paper do you have?
Probably not enough.
What are we talking here?
How long could I last? Probably a month.
Okay, John.
I don't know about the toilet paper before he answers, but
you got your slippers. You're good.
Okay.
I mean, my big concern is like formula and stuff for the kids. So probably about 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah. I think I probably got a good 60 days,
is this all it took for society to unravel? Was a flu mutation virus?
It's definitely not the flu. I mean, let's be honest here.
It's a strain of the flu. It's a mutation of the flu. But yeah. But I'm saying, is that all it took for everything to fall apart?
I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been a highly viral disease with a very high mortality rate, right? Like, that is not unheard of in the world of man.
But I'm saying this is mild as far as
like plague or type.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't call it mild.
Well, it's mild. If we get it, we'll probably live. I mean, the situation you're referring to, if you get it, you die. I mean, so I'm not saying it's mild but it's milder than like the Black Plague or something where you got it and you were dead, or like the movie Contagion. But I'm saying this has caused society to almost unravel. So I don't know, man. I don't even know how it's going to affect. I did the mini episode. So if you already listen, you hear some of the stuff, whatever. But I don't know how it's going to affect Biden. I mean, how's the dude going to campaign? He says he's still going to campaign. How are you going to do that?
Why does it matter? That guy.
I mean, strictly television, I guess.
How did he even get?
Yeah, I guess. But he's saying he's still campaigning out around. I don't know how that's possible.
They're probably.
I know.
They're probably telling him he is. I don't think he's quite of sound mind.
Well, he beat the Burn Man, so whether you like it or not,
did he?
People are not.
Did he?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did he?
People are not. The Bernie Bros talk, but they don't back it up, and that's why people get burnt out. It's just like the Ron Paul sensation. The Bernie Bros. The only people that have actually ever backed it up are the Trump. they actually backed it. They actually showed up to the polls and they got the vote. I mean, what do we all hate them, but I mean, they finished
It's
through.
almost the exact opposite with Trump. I mean, people say they were voting for Bernie, but didn't.
Yeah,
But people say they were not voting for Trump, but they really were.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh man, what a time! What a time. Um, hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else has been happening. I mean, everything's pretty much that you talk about is related to the coronavirus. Like, what's something you could think of? I guess Tom Brady.
I
It's
heard
not
something
really
that was
related,
kind of. I heard something that was kind of cool. Like, so you were talking earlier, how obviously large sporting events had been canceled, and basketball had been canceled. So some guy had set up a basketball video game simulation where he was going to play out the rest of the season using a computer. So, there's been a lot of talk about this is your time to shine esports, and Twitch streamers have been talking about how they're going to provide the content of the future. What are your guys' thoughts on, the shift? Like, what if some people, the best video game basketball players got together and controlled the video games? Would there be interest for people to watch that, or no?
brother. I'm not gonna watch that, and I'm a sports fan. So the average sports fan, they're not gonna watch that. My kids, they'll watch it. I'm not watching that, bro. I just
So
have no
what is
interest to
what's
it.
the disconnect there? Why grown men playing a game is more valuable than grown men playing a virtual game?
Because
Like,
it's real life, bro. I mean, there's
Three
heartbreak.
words. Any given Sunday, you can have the same matchup, and when you're dealing with real people, the outcome's always going to be different depending
But
on
the
how much
people
each
controlling
individual player.
the people on the controls are real people. Like
But they're not.
Yeah,
They're
but
not.
argument is not good. Like NASCAR, for
it
instance.
is good.
I know
can't
you guys
say,
are not.
Oh, he plays video games with heart. No.
Yes, bro. Why can you not
No.
play a video game with heart? It makes no sense. What about NASCAR? People who drive NASCARs, that's an extension of technology.
And it's not as popular as football. I mean,
Can you
or
drive
basketball.
can you drive a car with heart, John?
The difference between NASCAR is your life is on the line. If you screw up, you can die.
Gotcha. That's true.
Big difference. The
So
big
that's
difference
the
from playing a
difference.
video game.
I mean, you're not going to die at basketball.
Yeah, people have
And
died.
do you know how hot it is in those cars? That you have to be physically fit to be a driver.
So it's all about just being
That's not
physical.
something you can
So it's
just-
all about just being physically fit.
Yeah, that's a lot of it. Yeah.
All right.
That's
So
part of it, yeah.
So what if
It's not
you
something you can just walk into doing.
so if you tuned into the Olympics and two chess masters were playing, you would call them nerds and spike a football down on their board?
Would you watch it?
Would I watch a chess competition?
Yes. Have
Yeah,
you watched
maybe.
one?
Maybe.
No. I said, have you? I didn't say, would you?
I have watched some high-level chess before. Sure.
No, baloney. That is the fakest
I'm not gonna
thing
say
said
that
on
I-
this show.
On TV?
On TV, yes.
I don't believe that.
Why
It'd
not?
be-
It's
it'd be
so
worse
like
in
it's so
person.
easy to have access to that stuff right now. There's like literally content creators that play chess all day and just talk about strategy and stuff like that. It's something that I'm interested in, not really, but someone is.
Okay, thank you. No one. Not the mass public. The public wants to see athletes, people that are born differently from you, superheroes actually dunking. I can pick up a joystick and make a dude dunk right now, no matter
let me
no matter
handle
what
this.
the situation.
Let me get in here. First off, it sounds like to me you only support sports in which people have the possibility to kill someone else, is what you're saying, or dying. So this is like all those science fiction movies we watched in the 80s and 90s, like The Running Man, where it's like death for sport, is what you're saying.
Well,
and second
no,
off, hold on. You're acting like you can't be the world's best video game player. I don't understand it. Like, I'm not necessarily advocating that everyone should be lining up for esports, but every argument you have seems phony. because you can be the world's best basketball player and you can be the world's best video game player. That is like, if you're really just wanting to see the best people in the world and you take off the what sport they do, they're equally the best, right? Like, that's a possibility. You're acting like you can just pick up a joystick and become the world's best video game player, and it's not true.
Okay, so a movie directed and makes it to the Oscars, you're saying you get the same enjoyment if somebody directed a movie and put it on community access television? I mean, are you
If
saying
it was
those are
the
the
same
two?
movie,
Are you saying it's the same deal? Because you know it's not. One is elite. If you have an Oscar movie, you've worked at it. You're good at your craft. You're the best at it.
that's
Commu-
what I'm saying. That's my argument.
Esports is community access.
No,
Anybody,
so anyone
yeah, they
can pick up a
could.
controller and be the best video game player in the world, is what you're saying.
They could be one of the best if they practice relentlessly. Yes, I believe that. You're
That
never Lee. We could pick everyone that listens to this program. They have a better chance of being one of the top 10 video game players versus ever making it to any version of professional basketball. You know, that's a
mean,
fact. It's true.
I disagree with you in some
Oh,
ways.
really?
And the reason is, I'm not saying that our listeners are going to be basketball players, but I'm equally saying that they're never going to be the top professional video game players. You're acting like it's so easy. And it takes as much dedication and natural born talent to be the best athlete as it does to be a best video game player.
No,
And people don't want
that.
to hear that.
Don't-
People don't want to hear it, but it's true.
Bro,
Just like
you get a little sweet for that, man. Okay, keep talking.
I'm just saying it's true. And you could say the same thing about like science and medicine. Like, there's people out there that are the best scientists in the world and that are coming up with great technological advances, and not anyone can just go do that. It's
Yeah,
silly.
but you don't want to watch a doctor make prescription medicine on TV.
I'm pretty sure they have that, and
But nobody wants to watch it, man.
It's
People
not getting the same
do.
views as the Super Bowl.
Come on, Lee. Come on.
You will see a gradual shift in your life. That's all I'm saying. I just have two.
Okay.
I have two
hey.
words for you. Okay,
Go ahead.
boomer.
Okay, thank you. We're they all the same age, so I don't know how to apply. Anyway, today, if you didn't know, Lee knows. I can see that Lee knows. Today's St. Patrick's Day. I say it's the worst St. Patrick's in the history of St. Patrick's Day, modern edition, right? I mean, I saw one bar
I mean,
in
except for the St. Patrick's Day.
right,
Not
yeah.
chasing
Well,
snakes out of Ireland.
well, that's why I said modern edition. But there's still a bar somewhere here, I think in Mount Juliet or somewhere in this area that's having like a St. Patrick's event tonight. I'm like, oh, come on, man.
It's in the Donaldson area.
Okay,
It's called
you do know about
McNamara.
there.
Yes,
You
I
go.
do.
You know. Oh, you know about it. What's up with that?
I've
Justified.
been to the
Anybody?
restaurant. It's really good, actually.
Really?
I think they're just. I mean, obviously, for the most part, people aren't going to go out if they're sick. And I know you don't show sign. You don't show the.
I'm about to mute John. You're like that
Ask
guy.
him to
You're like
just
that guy from
ask-
West Virginia telling people to go to Bob Evans. Go live your life. Go to Bob Evans. Go
It's a
infect other
restaurant.
people.
It's not like
Let-
a packed concert.
Well, I'd say it's a bar tonight. But anyways, continue or Lee interrupt you. So most
I mean,
people
I'm
you
not going.
believe. No, I know, but I said justified, and I think you were going to some degree. But
There's a select people who that's really important to them is if they have a heritage and they want to celebrate it. They're not going to let this get them down. And I believe that if they were in danger of spreading something, they would set that aside and stay home.
Well, John,
Here's
they are in
Needless to
danger
say,
of
I don't
spreading
think the doors are
something.
going to be falling off the hinges.
It's probably
Well, the
packed.
prob-
There's probably
yeah.
a line out the door.
oh, it is. They said it was going to be very packed. Here's the problem: if we could guarantee with 100% certainty that you would know if you were sick day one, and those people could not leave their house, we'd be living in a different world. But we all know
Yeah.
there's some drunk idiot out there that probably is sick and knows it. I know there are people that know they've been sick and have went out because they don't care. And I guarantee you, there's one person at that McNamara's or whatever it's called that is sick to some degree. I'm not saying they have the coronavirus, but maybe they got cold. Maybe they have blah, blah, blah. I guarantee you there's one of them there. 100. That's my problem with it. Just go home. Drink alone like my father used to do, okay? So yes, it's St. Patrick's Day. I'll use that in my stand-up bit. That, and then it was our father's birthday this week, March the 14th. I'm sure Lee called and wished him a happy birthday.
I did not.
Did you call him?
I'm not even
No.
sure I know his number. But if I knew
No,
it, and if I knew it and I didn't know it was his birthday, but if I did, I might be tempted to drink alone and give him a call afterwards, you know?
There you go, right? Like a true alcoholic does. Not saying he's an alcoholic.
For my homie.
Yeah. So it's been wild, man. Wild freaking times here. I didn't talk about my St. Louis trip I went to before it happened. Saw the arch. It was awesome. Went to the city museum. That was fantastic. Got into a bit of a altercation with the guy working the pizza stands. So we go to this city museum, right? And we order a pizza. And my son, we get a Gatorade and 2 waters. Okay. We're going to split the Gatorade between 2 boys. So we say, we'll go up there and get a cup for water from he comes back like 30 seconds later and he's like, they said they don't do cups for water. I'm like, all right, no big deal. Whatever. If that's your policy. Well, 10 minutes later, I look over and here's 2 teenage girls. And guess what they have? Water with cups, cup for water, whatever. So I go, Jake, it's my son's name. I go, they told you that. He goes, yes. I go, all right, I'll be right back. So I walk up there and I know the guy that did it. He's like his 20-year-old guy, maybe, I don't know, glasses, looks like Stephen King, like anorexic version. And so I'm like, seeing John laughing. I go, can I get a cup for water? And he goes, we don't do cups for water. Yeah, you do. They're right over there. And he goes, well, whoever did that, they must be fired. I just stared at him because I guess he thought it was going to. And I go, and he goes, no, we'd have to fire him. I go, all right, well, let's fire somebody. Bring him on over here. Let's get rid of him. And then he starts going, well, no, I said, you said you're going to fire him. Let's go. Let's do it. I go, or you could just give me the cups. Just give me the cup. This is not policy. And finally, he just gave it to me. I just stared him down and walked away. I was like, what battle was this guy fighting? Dude, you obviously gave the cups to the girls. Just give me and the fountain drink is behind the counter. I wouldn't be able to steal a drink if I wanted. Or charge me a quarter for the cup, dude. Whatever the policy is. What a weirdo. It was a good trip, though. I had a good time.
You're fighting a pizza guy over some water cups in St. Louis? Is that the story I just heard?
I mean, if you call that fighting, I call it standing up for what is right in this world. I mean,
It sounds like this guy was like Awkward Nerd's cousin.
yes, he was. Yeah. I mean, I stared at him for probably, I don't know, it's probably a good 10 seconds after he said, well, someone's got to be fired. I was like, I just stared at him. Like, he didn't know what to do. He's like, I don't know what to do. I just hate when people if you lied to me, bro, just admit it and then give me the cup. I don't care. Hey, man, those 2 girls were cute. That's why I gave them the cups. All right, bro, I don't care. Just give me the cup now. But you can't sit here and say nobody in here has it. We're looking at it right now, sir. We're both looking at it. It's right there. So I don't know. That's very well. I had a good time. Saw the St. Louis Art, and it was my son's 10th birthday. Arch is always have a fun time. Put some stickers in downtown St. Louis. So Blame Your Brother hit the area. It's well represented now. But that was fun, and that was before all the madness started. So I'm glad we got to do that before everything blew up. So all right.
It might be the last thing you ever do. You might,
Might be. Find out.
All right. So what's on the schedule tomorrow? What do you have 7 to 8 block 8 to 9 block? Are you going to do some watercolors? You going to do some
Well, they
some
do a lot
reading?
of stuff on their own. My job is to work from home all day. That's officially on the record. Now, I'm listening to my music. I got my record player set up. I got my podcast going. I can come in here and talk to the kids for a little. We even did a little 10-minute exercise. It's staying busy. I think you stay in one spot for too long all day. That's not good for. I don't know. What about you guys? I know
I
John's working.
I'm basically have
I
been
go into work tonight.
business as
Try
usual.
to sleep.
Going to
Yeah.
contract
many-
the corona around 10. Corona time. It's corona time.
How many customers do you think you'll see tonight if you just had to?
The ones that I'll see are the ones that'll be in the hotel.
The ones you'll see. Wait on.
About
Probably.
6.
Wow.
Well, I mean, we have no context of what a normal number would be.
It's more than 6, bro.
No, normally on a Tuesday night, I'd say probably around 50.
Mm.
Okay, well,
That's good.
glad they're staying open for
Look-
those 6 people.
Lee, has your job been
Those are
affected?
just
Like
the ones I see.
because my job slowed down a little bit, but Lee, is yours slowed down or is it just business?
I mean, it's starting to slow down, but pretty much I live my life as if I'm on quarantine already. So, I'm not opposed to staying in the same place for long periods of time, not seeing the light of day. It's just business as
but that's
usual.
not true. But that's not true because you go to music shows all the time, bro. What are you talking about?
That's the old me.
No, this was 2 weeks ago.
No,
You
3
what are you
weeks ago.
talking about? Yeah, what are you
I
talking
can
about?
tune
bro?
into them live now. All music has moved to online. Haven't you seen it? Like all the band people are starting to do just live sessions from a computer.
Brother, you know that seeing Jen Starcenic and Becky Warren live is nothing like watching a YouTube or a live stream. There's magic in the air when that stuff happens.
Okay, I can't
So
lie.
I know you missed.
I can't
Yeah, I know
lie.
you missed.
That's
it.
the
know
one
you
thing that I
missed it.
did. But it's at night, Like I feel like if you were to go out at night during quarantine,
John,
there'd be no one
John.
around.
John, you better get him for that.
At night.
You better get him
You
for
need to
that
mute
one.
your mic. What's
Well,
the difference in the nighttime?
It's when, according to the Red Hat Brigade, that's when it's at its lowest peak. You need to go check out these pictures of Florida, dude. You won't even believe it. Like how many people on the beach. It looks like more people than like last year were probably there. It's crazy. All right. Well, I mean, I guess how long have we been going? Like an hour?
It's been an hour. Probably wrap it
All
up
right.
from here if you have any
Wrap it
closing
up.
thoughts.
People, this thing's here. It's gonna be here for a little bit. So social distance. It's a new buzzword, but it's one you need to really be following. Stay away from people. Wash your freaking hands. Don't be coughing on people. It's all standard, easy stuff. It's not rocket science. If you get sick, call your health provider and ask them, if you do need to come in at a certain time to get tested, just be smart about it. You don't want to show up with 100 people and everybody's packing. That's what I'm not making this up. I've heard this on TV. I've been watching a lot of TV. Do all that, but be looking for future bonus content for free. I see a lot of people join my Patreon, join this, join that. All of our stuff is free. We'll give it to you. It's out there. So don't worry about that. But, we'll be getting some familiar names and non-familiar names. And we had a guest coming next week, but that's obviously not going to happen. And I don't think we should try to do this with her. So we'll push that back to another day. But that's all I got. John, what about you? Any closing words?
Be careful and just don't be stupid and use this time to be with your family.
There
Make
you
the best
go.
of the moment.
Lee, what about you? Anything about the nighttime?
Yeah, I would say if you're fortunate enough to still have your parents living, maybe give them a call, check in on your grandparents. you can give them a call. You don't have to be with them, you know. Maybe just self-isolate, social distance, cover your coughs.
All right. Well, we will see. I guess we'll talk about this and see what we're going to do for next week. Tuesday, Thursday, what I guess it doesn't really matter. But we'll just follow us on social media. We'll let you know when we're gonna do it again. So, all that being said, Lee, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
We done? Stream is done. Oh, it's still going. All right. Oh, you can hear stuff?